Hey guys, welcome to my presentation. My name is Kang and today I will be discussing the topic of clean water. So you may be wondering what clean water exactly is or the scientific meaning of it, and after doing some research, it is water that will not harm anything if it were to come in contact with it. It is sanitized filtered water that is consumable, and the sources of clean water or just water in general come from precipitation and ground sources and a few other natural resources as well. So now that we have an idea of what water is, can you think of any kind of other source it comes from? And I'll give you guys about 15 seconds to think about it. Alright, so now that we have an idea of what water is, what makes it so important, and how does it affect our human life? Water is a fundamental need for human survival because it obviously keeps us hydrated. It's essential to just be sanitized, have good hygiene. We need it to cook and clean. It's essential for watering plants and have them develop. And over time, just having clean water also benefits our environment. And in the next few slides, I will be discussing how they are beneficial for us. So based on all the material that we've learned from this class, can you guys think of like why water is sourced in third world countries? And I'll give you guys another like 15 seconds for that too. Alright, next slide. So what causes polluted waters? Most of the time, polluted waters comes from littering or any type of leaks. These leaks are going to be related to chemicals not being properly thrown out. Some mining activities that involves crushing of rock. Those can contain anything that will be vital, well not vital, but very dangerous to the ocean life. Agriculture runoff. These are going to be carrying pesticides or any pollutants, and with that, all the water eventually runs downstream, gets into riverbanks, anything like that. Same thing with the storm water runoffs. Obviously, rain goes onto the street, and then from there, the streets contain dirty oil spills or even petroleum products, and those are eventually brought back down to the ocean. Burning of fossil fuels, emitted ash particles contains toxic metals that would spread into the atmosphere and eventually into the sea, which is very dangerous for us. Clean waters and the effect of the environment. So clean water allows the environment to thrive, which benefits the habitat for those around the sea or the area. Clean water also brings a surplus of global hygiene and provides us with better health. It also reduces risk of diseases spreading. And it just makes it better and nicer for us to enjoy the ocean. So effects of polluted water on humans. Diseases can spread, such as typhoid, jaundice, amoebiasis, malaria, and swimming in all these, they can cause cancer, rashes, and stomach aches. It affects ocean life because, well, in the last, each year, over a million seabirds die, and over 10,000 sea mammals are killed just from pollution. Pollution also kills coral reefs, which shelter a great handful of sea life. Polluted water has an effect on climate and weather due to because pollution kills aquatic life such as algae and other plants that use photosynthesis. And since photosynthesis takes CO2 out of the air, CO2 is one of those greenhouse gases, and because of that, it traps all the heat inside Earth, which just creates higher temperature. Next slide. So what is being done to clean up our polluted waters? Nations implemented the Clean Water Act, which vowed to improve ocean's current condition. This act allowed pollution or regulated what kind of pollution or what was being thrown into the waters. This allowed EPA to control and implement authority of control pollutions, and this allowed them to also uh, start programs like wastewater standards and see like what they can throw into oceans and other uh, global pollution stuff. So what could I do or we do to prevent water pollution? We can properly dispose of cooking oils and even car oils sometimes from entering down a drain. They have stores, not stores, but they have areas and locations where you can properly throw them away, and with that, they can it's just better than throwing them in the trash. Avoid using garbage disposals and toilets to get rid of garbage since it does end up in the ocean. Yeah, sometimes you just throw, like Q-tips or whatever down the toilet, but if you think about it, at the end of the day, it ends up in the waters, and that's just not very beneficial for us. When using soap or bleach to wash dishes or even clothes, just keep it to like a minimal amount. Just because the material and ingredients inside of those soaps are very harmful to ocean life once it's strained back out. Trashing pesticides since chemicals could end up in rivers. So yeah, just like when you're throwing out ant spray or any kind of pesticide like that, just be careful where you throw it. They have designated areas for that, and you can just help our earth and oceans become a better place. So here are some foundations we can donate to for the oceans. So here's one Surfrider Foundation. It's a non-profit organization to protect and preserve the oceans. It's located in most areas throughout North America, and there are some parts in Europe of it. To get connected, it's found anywhere online through social media. You can even email the company, and you can just start talking to them and see how you can make a benefit. The Blue, it's a free downloadable program online. You can get it anywhere too. It's a 3D digital order to raise awareness of oceans. It is also found all over the internet. And what they do, it's directs 25% of nonprofit organizations to fund projects that are in the same line of work. And so there are also other plenty of ones that focus on what goes into our oceans, like factories or organizations that make sure certain trash don't enter our waters, stuff like that. And then here are my sources and references. Thanks, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you.